you were on the Carl Vinson, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken,
that's right.
at sea with Brad and Martin and a few others. And tell us about getting the word about the cancellation. Now that I've
Oh,
set the stage.
that's right. Yeah, because we were there. Like, I think wasn't Brad right there too?
Brad was
I think
there and Martin was there. You guys
yeah.
were doing
John Lennox,
signings on board. John, yeah.
John was there. I don't think it came as that big of a surprise because we knew that the ratings were just like unsustainably bad, and I think we knew. I think the hope was that there would be some kind of like a finisher, like that we would get to do some kind of like a
With like Sense8.
yeah,
Yeah.
there'd be like a 2 hour finale that we'd get to at least wrap this thing up. I went through a really dark period, not like crazy dark, but I'd have moments where like I remember being back home in New York and I'd be like, oh man, you get attached to that world, you get attached to those characters, and I thought it's just so unsettling to me that they're still out there floating around in space. You look up, you could almost imagine them out there just
Yeah.
waiting to be rescued. Eli doing God knows what, to keep himself entertained.
Jogging around the ship and getting thin. I think
Totally.
that's a prerequisite.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. He's got like a big old you made a
It's like,
gym.
Eli, you found the gym. All right.
Totally.
You go, guy.
Totally. That would be a great story. We all show up, we wake up and like
You
I'm like
changed, bro.
40 years old and like got a beer gut and just totally let myself go. And Eli is just like freaking, Superman,
That's funny.
12-pack abs. That'd be a great story. That's the reason to revive it right
Yeah,
there.
it's I am still optimistic that we will have some kind of conclusion in a future iteration of whatever's coming up that Amazon's cooking, even if it's just a parallel story to a story that they're wanting to tell. Because I think that
I haven't heard about what
Amazon bought MGM. So
okay.
oh, Brian, yeah, Amazon bought MGM.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
And
Well, thank God. I mean, because MGM has been just like
you're right.
out of the water for years.
You're
like,
right.
Back when we were doing SGU, it was like MGM is like Carl Icahn gonna buy them off or something. I mean, it was so confusing. Like we didn't know what was gonna. Okay, so please explain to me what's happening.
So the purchase was made. I think it was how much was Amazon buys MGM?
$100,000.
It was 8.45 billion.
Jeez.
Right.
Wow.
And Stargate is obviously one of the pieces in that equation. They have not made any announcements yet. Brad has his ear to the ground. I don't know who's been talking with whom, but he is not out of the equation as far as we are aware. So we are all, please God, praying that he's going to get another swing at bat. So
Damn, that would be amazing. I'm curious to see. I mean, I'm sure how it is though. I mean, Amazon's going to look at all the numbers and
they're numbers people.
They're going to throw it into the algorithm, and if the equation pops up, thumbs up or thumbs down. I mean, that's how these decisions get made. I mean, really, these are not emotional. I mean, listen, having worked at Netflix before, having my own experience, I can tell you these aren't emotional people. They don't make decisions based on feelings. They don't make, they're not thinking about the nostalgia of this, property. They how many projected eyeballs are going to be on it? That's
right.
really all they care about, it's a business. That's the way it works. So I'm really curious to see what the algorithm says.
We're gonna see what happens for sure. I think my fear is that they're going to look at 350 episodes and say, no, we're not going anywhere near that. Blank slate. Let's start over, which they could. But I think if they're going to leverage that library and get people invested in going back and watching the other content, they'll think again, hopefully.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, yeah. It'd be interesting to see it too. Like if they do some kind of a, have you seen Lost in Space?
Yes.
You watch that show? I mean,
Yep.
it's kind of incredible what they can do right now
Shot at
with.
bridge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Oh, is it?
Hmm.
Ah, okay. But I think you could do some really cool stuff with Stargate. With the technology they've got right now, that what you can do with television just
And
looks so good.
keep it family centered as well. I think that's the Lost in Space component that you could really plug in there. Is just,
Yeah.
you've got a show that everyone can sit down and watch, and makes you feel good. So
Yeah.
absolutely.
But I'm one of those people though. I like the darkness.
I think that
I
there's
was
room for
always
all of it.
I was always so much more like a Battlestar guy.
Hmm.
My taste runs. I have a very dark uh, palette. I like heavy, dramatic, constant turmoil. Existential crisis kind of
Okay.
stuff. That's the kind of show I'd love to see.
Okay, then completely out of left field, Game of Thrones finale, good or bad?
I never got into Game of Thrones. Um,
Oh,
I,
okay.
yeah, and I tried. I mean, and it's not that like I don't think it's an amazing achievement.
I
Obviously, I
just
mean,
assumed as a student of the work, I would have assumed it would have been something that you watched.
oh man, yeah, I did. I watched like 2 or 3 seasons
Okay.
and like was like just so enamored with the acting and the writing, obviously. But I just I'm not into like Renaissance fairs and
Okay, that's fair.
and like dragons and sorcerers and all that stuff. I'm kind of it just doesn't. I don't
Okay,
connect for some
that's
reason.
fair. Have you
But
seen The
I'm not judging it.
Expanse?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Should I check
I
that
think that
out?
that's gonna be more up your alley. I'm just about to start it now that it's
Ah,
finished.
oh,
So
okay.
that's what I do. I mow these things down when they're done. So
What have you seen recently that you love that you're like, oh, this is a cool of the moment
that I
sci-fi?
loved what uh, uh what was it called? Um oh, the film with Natalie Portman. Shoot, what's it called? It's
Ex Machina or
that's another one. I loved Ex Machina. I loved Arrival.
Arrival. Yeah,
That
I
with Jeremy
started
Renner.
reading
That was
the
brilliant.
writer's short stories
Yes,
recently. God,
that's one of them. Annihilation, I thought was brilliant. That was with Natalie Portman. I thought that film
okay.
was absolutely brilliant and very out of the box. Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. It's our goal to share a new Stargate story every day while we're on break. Please feel free to subscribe to future episodes here on YouTube. And if you have Stargate friends who might like this clip, let them know about us. Be sure to visit dialthegate.com to view the complete archive, as well as transcripts from past interviews. I'll see you on the other side.